In this video, I'm going to walk you through 7 things you need to upgrade the moment you retire. And I mean before you tell a single person that you've left work. I know that sounds a little unusual, right? Because most people retire and the first thing they do is tell everybody. They post about it, they celebrate, they start spending differently. And look, I get it. You've earned that moment. But here's what I've seen after working with hundreds of retirees over the past 15 years. The first 12 to 24 months of retirement are when the most important decisions get made. And if you handle these 7 things quietly before your calendar fills up, before the family trips get planned, before everyone has an opinion about what you should be spending your time on, you can get yourself set up for a retirement that works for you for the next 25 to 30 years. By the way, my name's Emlyn, and I work with hundreds of retirees over the past 15 years. And what I'm about to share with you is the stuff we walk through with every single client before they retire. So let's get into it. Upgrade number 1. You want to upgrade your tax plan. While you were working, tax planning was pretty straightforward. Max out your 401k, maybe itemize your deductions, and you were done. But the moment you retire, the whole game changes. Now we're talking about a tax plan that needs to cover 25 to 30 years. And the decisions you make in year 1, they ripple into everything that comes after. This is when you want to be thinking about Roth conversions. Let's paint the picture right now. Before your required minimum distribution kicks in at 73, you may be sitting in a lower tax bracket than you'll ever be in again. That's your window. That's the window to move money from your traditional IRA into a Roth. Pay the taxes now at a lower rate and protect yourself from a much bigger tax bill later. Let me give you a real example of what it looks like. Say you retire at 62 with $800,000 sitting in a traditional IRA. If you do nothing, by the time you hit 73, the RMDs kick in and the government is going to force you to start pulling from that account whether you need the money or not. And depending on how that account has grown, those distributions could push you into a higher tax bracket, increasing your Medicare premiums at the same time. But if you use that window between 62 and 73 to do strategic Roth conversions, even moving $30,000 to $50,000 a year, you can significantly reduce the future tax exposure. Most people don't think about this until April when they filed their first retirement tax return and realize we could have done things differently. But by then, the year is already set in motion. Don't let that be you. Upgrade number 2. Upgrade your Social Security strategy. Most people look at their Social Security statement and see the monthly benefit amount at 62, 67, and 70. And they just pick one. And I understand why. It feels like that's the decision. But that's not a Social Security strategy. That's just picking a number. The real question isn't which age gives you the biggest monthly paycheck. The real question is which age creates the least damage to your taxes and gives you the most long-term flexibility. And let's just be honest, for most people, those are very different answers. I had a client who came to me after she had already claimed at 62. She was healthy, she had other income sources, and she just wanted to start collecting. What she didn't realize was claiming early permanently reduced the benefit. And it pushed her Social Security income into a taxable range because of how it stacked with her IRA withdrawals. By the time we ran the numbers, we could see that waiting just 3 more years would have netted her significantly more money over her lifetime and lowered her tax bill in the process. She couldn't go back and change it. That's the part that hurts. How you claim Social Security affects your tax bill, your Medicare premiums, and how you pull money from your other accounts. We go through this with every single client as a part of our retirement GPS with our firm. Because if you get this wrong, you live with it. You do not get to do it over. Upgrade number 3, your beneficiary designations. This one right here is the one that keeps me up at night. Because here's the thing. Most people don't know your beneficiary designations override your will. It overrides your trust. Whatever name is on that form is where the money goes, period. And most people fill that form out when they first opened their 401k, maybe 20, 25 years ago, and they haven't looked at it since. I've seen this go wrong in ways that are painful and completely avoidable. I had a client pass away with an old retirement account designation that hadn't been updated after years after divorce. And it went to the ex-spouse, not the children she had intended it for. Her family had to deal with the legal proceedings on top of the grief at one of the hardest moments of their lives. And all of that could have been prevented with one form update that would have taken 30 minutes. On the other side, I've seen clients who updated designations before retiring, and when something unexpected happened, those accounts moved cleanly and quickly to exactly the right people. No court involvement, no dispute, no unnecessary taxes, completely different outcomes based on one form. Log into your 401k, your IRA, your life insurance, pension, and check every single beneficiary designation before you retire. This one costs nothing to fix and everything to ignore. Upgrade number 4, upgrade your estate documents. Right alongside your beneficiary designations, you want to look at your will, your power of attorney, your healthcare directive, and I'll be real with you. This is the one I hear the most from clients. They know they need to do it. They've been meaning to do it, and it just doesn't get done. Life gets busy and it gets pushed. But here is why this matters right now. Retiring changes your income sources, your account structure, your entire financial picture. The documents you drafted when your kids were young don't reflect where you are today. And without updated documents, if something happens, the decisions get made by default, by courts, by whoever has the loudest voice in the room. That's not a plan. That's a nightmare. Get it done before you retire. Upgrade number 5, upgrade your insurance coverage. The insurance you carried while you were working was built around your working life. Disability coverage, life insurance, the whole mix. It made sense because of who you were protecting at that time. But retirement changes the picture completely. Disability insurance, once your earned income is gone, you don't need it anymore. Life insurance may not make sense if your spouse is financially secure without it. Those are premiums you could eliminate right now. On the flip side, umbrella liability coverage becomes more important in retirement. You spent decades building wealth and now you need to protect it. Long-term care planning is also becomes a real conversation. The goal here is right sizing. Get rid of what no longer serves you and make sure what you're keeping actually protects what matters to you. Upgrade number 6, upgrade your cash reserves. When you were working, 3 to 6 months of emergency savings was enough. A paycheck was always coming in, but retirement is a completely different situation. Now you got to think about saving 6 to 12 months of living expenses in something stable and accessible, not your investment account, not your IRA, liquid, available. Let me paint the picture on what this actually looks like. If you're in retirement and your expenses are $5,000 a month, we're talking about having $30,000 to $60,000 sitting in a high yield savings account or money market or something you can access without touching your investments. Because here's what I see happen when people don't have this set up. Something comes up, a medical expense, a home repair, a car replacement, and because there's no cash reserve, they end up selling investments at exactly the wrong time to cover it. Maybe the market's down. Maybe the market triggers a tax event that they weren't ready for. Both of those things can be avoided with the right cash cushion in place. And beyond that emergency fund, if you know you have a big purchase coming in the next year or two, a car, a home project, a major trip, that cash needs to be identified and set aside separately before you start drawing from your retirement accounts. What gets planned gets done. Know your numbers before you start spending. Upgrade number 7. Upgrade your spending awareness. And this is the last one. This is the one that ties everything together. Most people enter retirement with a rough idea of what they spend, but they've never actually tracked it because a salary was covering everything and the details didn't matter as much. In retirement, the details matter a lot. Every dollar of spending is coming from someone, and where it comes from determines your tax bill. So, one of the best things you can do is start tracking your actual spending, ideally before you retire, so you know your real number, not what you think you spend, what you actually spend. We call this rehearsing retirement. Practice living on retirement budget before you retire. If you can go 3 to 6 months before your last day of work, you'll walk into retirement with a real number, not a guess. Because when you have that real number, your withdrawal plan, your tax plan, and your Social Security strategy, all of it gets built on something solid. The people who do this, I see it every time. They make better decisions all year long. They know exactly what they need. They know exactly where it's coming from, and they're not reacting to surprises. The one who skips tends to overspend in the first year, pulling from the wrong accounts, and ends up with a tax bill they weren't expecting. Don't guess your way into retirement. Know your. Now that you've seen all 7, here's why doing them before you actually tell anyone matters. The moment you announce your retirement, the calendar fills up. Trips get planned. Family asks for your time. Dinners get organized. Spending decisions start happening before the structure is in place. And every one of these upgrades requires clear thinking and the space to get it right. The window right before you retire is short, and it doesn't come back. This isn't about hiding your retirement from the people you love. It's about giving yourself the space to make the most important decision of your financial life before the world has an opinion about how you should be spending your time. At Gen X Wealth, this is exactly how we help our clients get ready, making sure none of these things slip through the cracks before they walk out of the door for the last time. If you want help building your retirement plan the right way, click the link in the description to get started. We work with people 55 and older all across the country, and we'd love to help you get there with confidence. And if this video helped you, please hit that like button, share it with someone who's getting close to retirement, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. My name's Emlyn, and I'll see you in the next video.